Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Startup Stars. Today we are in Geylang with the Kampung Gym, and I'm so fortunate, so excited to be with the two fittest individuals here in Singapore. Yiren, who's the third fittest guy in Singapore, and Shuqi, who's also as fit as him. So tell us a little bit more about how Kampung Gym came about.
It was initially a co-sharing space all over at Juchet side, but me and my ex-business partner, we actually decided to move over to Geylang side to have a little bit more of our own space. So we officially started the Kampung Gym in early 2020, to be exact, I think January 2020. And on her side, the Kampung 2 side, we actually started earlier this year in January, February, did?
Yeah, January as well. So exactly 2 years after the Kampung Gym opened. I think all along I was kind of helping him a little bit. I was coaching part-time in Kampung Gym as well. After a while, Kampung Gym kind of maxed out the capacity. There are a lot of members already. So I kind of decided that it was kind of time to open a sister outlet. So that's when the Kampung 2 came about as well.
Both of you were coaching. Both of you have a fitness background, but I think your fitness history goes a little bit longer.
Oh yeah,
you've been training for much more. Tell us about your journey to where you are now.
I mean, I was always active all my life. My dad used to run marathons. My family still plays tennis every weekend. I think I kind of got my fitness bug from them. So I was very active and young. I always played sports in primary school, secondary school and stuff. And I think only during my poly days, when I actually started going to the gym a little bit more, started to lift weight, because I was really skinny. I'm still quite small now, yeah, but I was a lot smaller last time. I was only like just over 50 kilo last time when I actually started poly.
Okay.
So I had to put on weight, I had to really gain some muscles for my CCA back then, which was actually cheerleading. Initially, a small guy like me, people would think that I'm actually the one up there, but I was supposed to be down and carrying all the ladies up as well. So I needed to pack on some muscles to really just execute all the stunts.
Right.
So I introduced to the gym, started doing some squats, deadlifts, all your typical gym bro stuff, biceps curls of course. And then from there, I started to grow and enjoy the gym a bit more.
Alright.
I always had this background in like bodyweight stuff. I love to run, I love to do pull-ups and push-ups back then. But only in poly when I went to the gym and I decided to have this all-rounded fitness background of weights, running and bodyweight stuff. I actually found out about this people called Bar Brothers. They are this calisthenics group, a worldwide calisthenics group. And so I fell in love with that. So I actually, after my poly days, I actually stopped gym altogether and did a lot of bodyweight stuff.
Yep.
So that's when I went to a kind of like less full-fledged calisthenics training. And it kind of paired up very nicely with my NS training. I was a naval diver last time in the NDO side. From there, they did a lot of running, swimming, pull-ups, push-ups, all your bodyweight stuff. So I actually fit right in, and then it got me through very well because of my background. Only in 2018, when I actually did my very first CrossFit class. I was actually overseas with a friend last time in Thailand. I was actually staying next to a CrossFit gym. And then from then I was like, what are these idiots doing? Because I used to do some CrossFit, to be honest, but now I'm doing it full-fledged. Yeah. Like what is idiots doing, jumping around, doing all this stupid swinging pull-up last time. So I was like, okay, how hard and how difficult can it be? Because I thought to myself I was very fit. I thought to myself last time. Went for a class, got my ass kicked so badly. I did decently well, I thought. In the workout, I think he had some front squats, burpees and pull-ups. I thought I fared very well. I felt good coming out of the workout. But immediately after that, like I went back, I had the best day of my life back then. And next day I just woke up with my whole body just so sore. So sore to a point that I couldn't go shopping with my friend. But I couldn't even walk. I could barely get out of bed. Like every step I took hurt so bad. And that was my very first experience with CrossFit. Ironically, I fell in love with it. I came back to Singapore, started to try on my own because I was actually working in a semi-functional fitness bodybuilding / gym. It's called Triple Fit, but it closed down a couple of years back. They did a lot of functional fitness and bodybuilding stuff. So I actually started my kind of like my CrossFit journey there. Looked it up online, searched on YouTube and stuff. Couldn't really find someone to help me with it because it was something so new, and still in Singapore, it's still very new back then. So I wanted to join the gym, but I had no money because like firstly I already work in the gym. So the kind of gym is free for me already, and I just started out. So I didn't really want to pay like extra money to learn. So I thought like, okay maybe I learn myself. I regretted it a little bit here and there because like my journey was a lot longer compared to what I think she did and what all my members did as well. Because there's someone actually watching them. Right now, I'm also thankful for that because I had to grow and experience all these things on my own. and learn so that I can impart into other people all this knowledge. But I also would have liked to speed up my process last time if I have a chance.
Being an entrepreneur is going through the journey,
Yeah.
and I think that's where we are fortunate. Shuqi is also fortunate that we don't have to go through, and I think that's where being an entrepreneur and being able to give back. I think that's the beauty and
Yeah.
to learn from your experience. For yourself, I mean, you mentioned your journey, Shuqi, is a lot
Yeah.
shorter. I mean, I totally agree with Yiren in terms of functional training. I think that's the difference and how fitness has evolved rather than just purely weight loss. It's more functional, now it's quality of life, and now we go into skill based where we are training for being a top cyclist, being a top tennis player. So it has evolved. And so your background, I mean, how did you get involved? I mean, you were a gymnast. I mean, of course, some fitness element to
Yeah.
it, but now becoming a functional trainer, and you used to be a lawyer.
Okay, I think all along when I was growing up, I was in dance, I was in gymnastics for a little bit as well. Only when I entered law school, that I kind of dabbled into this sort of functional fitness kind of thing. So that was in 2019, so mid 2019-ish. So that was when I first picked up a barbell. I think before that, I was kind of afraid of that maybe picking up barbells, heavy barbells will make me become bulkier, you know, I wanted to lose weight, that kind of thing. So I think those views kind of changed ever since I started picking up a bit more, picking up the weightlifting, bodybuilding, that kind of things. So that perception changed. Eventually, I grew to like this sort of barbell work, this sort of dumbbell work as well. So that went on from 2019, 2020. Eventually, I kind of fell in love with the sport, with functional fitness, with seeing myself grow, not only in strength but also mentally. So definitely, I followed him when he came to set up Kampung Gym. So I also learned a lot from him. I learned a lot in terms of how I can grow as an athlete. So we call all our members here athletes because we believe that they have a lot of potential. I grew myself, and eventually I started coaching part-time as well because I wanted to see other people grow and kind of inspire, especially women who kind of are afraid of putting on weight, etc. So that's definitely something that I want to put out to people, to tell people that it's all right to do a bit more weights. You don't have to take your 1 kg, 2 kg dumbbells and do lots and lots of cardio. It's okay to do a bit more strength training. In fact, it's very beneficial for your body as well. That's something that I want to teach people. So eventually, lots of part-time coaching here as well as in F45 gym. And then eventually we set up Kampung 2. Yeah, I'm still growing. I'm still learning how to coach and how to grow as an athlete. But I think it's a lifelong journey lah. Yeah.
It must have been a difficult switch, or was it a no-brainer to chuck 4 years of law, 4 years of a potential long career in law and going out and doing something totally new?
In a way, I think people think it's really hard, but the thought was kind of always in my head because when I started this fitness journey, it kind of became a non-negotiable part of my life. I thought to myself, if I became a lawyer or anything, I still need to have that 3-4 hours to train and coach. So if I don't even have that 3-4 hours every day to train and coach people and everything, then it's not worth doing other things. To me, that was a bit of a no-brainer. Of course, the struggle came when I had to tell people about it, when I had to explain myself on why I kind of gave up the entire 4 years of law school and everything. But to me, it was not that hard of a decision.
It's inspiring, you know, for anyone to be an entrepreneur, going out and doing something for the first time, something totally new. It's a big challenge, and it's great that you guys have made it, and even now you have Kampung 2. I mean, there are many gyms out there, there are many fitness studios, so there are different models out there. And for you to be able to expand during COVID and now having a second gym. Tell us about your business model and your approach. And I heard it's about community.
Yeah, I think I'll let Shuqi speak from her side because she was actually a member at first. To be honest, I want to say whatever I think community is, but I wouldn't know from the ground point of view because she's the one that experienced it as a member first and then she became a coach. I was only a coach to begin with.
Honestly, I think wherever you go, any gym that you go, you can get a workout. So it's not the exact workout that matters. For us, we pride a lot more on community. Of course, the programming, the workout, the coaching matters a lot, and we put a lot of emphasis on that as well. but we pride ourselves a lot on creating a very tight-knitted community. We want our members to kind of not just come into the gym for 45 minutes, 1 hour workout, and then leave immediately. We want to kind of encourage them to stay before or after, chat with their friends, work out with their friends, just laugh a little bit and not take things too seriously. I think the gym is it's an outlet for many people. It's an avenue for people to de-stress after work, before work. So we want to provide that avenue for people to do just that. In fact, we have a little co-working space over at the Kampung too, as well as some tables and chairs and everything at the Kampung Gym, just to let people to chill out after gym. They can even do some work. They can eat breakfast with the coffee shop right there. That's when people chill out. And I think eventually that grew to become a very strong community where people kind of get together every weekend to play mahjong, that kind of things. I think that's very heartwarming to see as well. And that's definitely something a reason why people stay. I have a member who stays in Jurong, work in Jurong, but comes all the way to Geylang just to work out. I have no idea why, but I really think it's the community and how they have built bonds and friendships, and that really made them want to stay.
So if I'm a new member, how do you make me feel or make a new member feel welcome?
It's a team effort, to be honest. I cannot force the members to kind of approach all the new people or like the current members, right? But of course, we'll introduce ourselves. We'll be as friendly as possible, and let's get them to assimilate themselves into the gym. But I think the members play a huge part in that as well, because in a class setting, there's 8-10 people, and we have to keep going around to help coach everyone. Of course, we'll pay a little bit more attention to someone who is new, okay, but then we cannot focus all the attention on that one person. Okay, so I think like the entire class itself or the members itself will kind of help along the way and just make them feel more welcome. So it's really a team effort from the coaches, the trainers to the members itself. Everything actually. It kind of just gels together as one.
So that's very much the community.
Yeah.
But for any business, you have your overhead, your startup costs, your lighting, your equipment. So how do you get started from an investment, cash outlay, business loan? Let's say someone wants to start a gym. You have started 1, 2 gyms now. So what's the steps that you guys took to get started?
The story is a little bit different for my end and her end. For my side, it was just two people, me and my ex-business partner. It was a very small startup because the equipment cost wasn't very high because one of our friends was an equipment supplier, which is Tribal Fitness. So he actually just started his company back then when we started our gym. So I think we had a very good price back then. So the barrier of entry was very low when we entered the whole market itself. And it was just a very, very small space, not like a very, very big gym. So everything is very concise and the price was a bit low. So it was okay to start back then, and we really wanted to just get it going. So it was really no frills, like the toilet was just very, very bare, even more bare than what it is now. Everything is just really a bit more rundown, I would say, and just very bare minimum to get it started. So the cost level was quite low for my side. So it didn't really take too much. But I think for her side, we wanted to upgrade ourselves from it. And we spent a little bit more on the aesthetics of it compared to just the functionality of the place.
I think for gyms, there are two main expenses, right? So the startup expenses, So definitely your equipment as well as a bit of the rental deposits and everything. So those two are the main bulk of it. Other than that, I think in a way I'm also very fortunate to have my partner. So he's one of the partners. So I have 2 other partners in the fitness industry. So in terms of sourcing for equipment or sourcing for any other gym stuff, it's good that I have guidance to kind of get the best value stuff. So that definitely helps. I can definitely cut costs in some areas in terms of operating because I know how to do something even more efficiently, even faster. So that's something that I think I value a lot when starting out, the partnerships. So when I have reliable partners, I think that's very, very important in terms of running the entire gym, especially from the start. I think it also helped that I saw how he started the Kampung Gym itself. So I kind of knew what to expect, what my monthly kind of estimated revenue costs will be. So that's something that I'll prepare myself for, and that's very helpful as well. Yeah.
What was the investment needed to start?
The investment needed for my side, to be very honest, it was really affordable. Okay. It was somewhere between $30,000 to $40,000. For her side, it's a little bit more. But I think I was touching a little bit more point on the previous point you had. For anyone that wanted to or wants to start a gym, right? I think one thing to take note is to really depend on what your gym is. Like what do you want to have out of it? Is it like a spin studio? Is it a commercial gym? Is it a boutique studio? It really depends on what direction you're going at, and your model business model and your funds will vary. Because in like for example, if you want a big studio, you want a big spin studio, you want a big boutique gym, okay, obviously your cost is higher, of course, of aesthetics and stuff like that as well. But if you want a smaller kind of like close-knit community gym, or something really a bit more small like a personal training gym, definitely the cost is a lot smaller. So it varies from there as well.
Yeah, so definitely like what he said, all the equipments and stuff. I think for both kampong sides, so we will have very basic equipments, just the dumbbells for my side, barbells especially. No air condition, everything. So it's all very ground, very basic. So in terms of overhead costs, we don't have that much. Even manpower, we coach the bulk of the time. I coach 6 days a week, coach 4 to 5 days a week. So definitely that saves a bit on manpower. So in terms of overhead costs, it's not that much. But of course, for other gyms, very different. Like what he said, it depends on how their approach is. I think other gyms also have a lot more trainers. They have a very big team of trainers. So they have to train the trainers and everything. So that definitely takes up a lot of time and expenses as well.
Interesting to know that there's so many types of gyms. Your spin classes, your big gyms, your high-tech gyms. Whereas for kampong, the kampong gym, it's very back to basics. So I like the word back to basics, and that's all about training. I mean, we all know in California where the thing was Gold's Gym. It started by the beach, where it's all that raw, that sweat, that smell of rubber, and I get that whole feeling here. And is that what customers, clients are looking for now? That difference, or is the market big enough that everyone will get their likes and dislikes?
I think it depends. Definitely there are people who only want to work out in air-conditioned place, wants to very comfortable toilets with your rain showers and everything. Then definitely they may not be very comfortable in our gym because ultimately we don't have air condition. It's very back to basics. Literally just your barbell work and your dumbbell work, everything. Just get things done. You may sweat a lot. You will sweat a lot. It's very humid. It's so hot, but you will sweat a lot. Definitely people may not be comfortable with that. But there are also some other people who are definitely our customers then, who love to sweat, who love to really just dig deep into the workout and get it done and really just lie down on the floor after the workout and just die. I think those are the people that we kind of attract as well. People who really want to work out with friends and community, shout each other, encourage each other. That's the kind of community that we want to build as well.
I think it's a balance of both. Of course, like the grunge kind of gyms, it has its time and place for it, but of course, evolution, right? We have to evolve with times as well. And I think that's one of the reasons why we are looking to expand ourselves and merge together Kampong 1, Kampong 2, merge together into a very, very, very big studio next time in the near future, about a year or two time. Of course, this grunge thing is what we love as well, but it has to have a balance between the grunge and aesthetics and functionality as well, so that we can grow with the future as well. If not, we'll always be stuck in this bubble, and we don't want that. We want to eventually grow the times as well.
Now we go into the struggles. You know, I mean, nothing is rosy. I mean, everybody will look at a business and say, "Hey, wow, so successful, so easy," you know. But definitely there were a lot of struggles. First and foremost, I think for yourself, how do you convince people to say, no, I'm not doing law and I'm just going into fitness?
Okay, to be fair, I don't have to convince people. I feel like I made the decision for myself. So that was something that I would see through no matter what. I think it's also about getting over my own mental barrier, about kind of giving up that 4-5 years of law school, and then also even taking the bar exam, and then eventually giving up on that. But in the sense, I don't think I wasted that 4 to 5 years. I think throughout that 4 to 5 years, I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of new friends, and I think without law school, I wouldn't have gone that deep into the fitness realm as well. I mean, I only entered that because I kind of wanted to de-stress from law school, right? So that was why I started going more into fitness. And that's why I found fitness. So I don't regret that. Of course, it was kind of hard telling my parents. I was afraid that they'll be disappointed and everything. But I think eventually I kind of gained their support. Of course, they'll be like, initially they were kind of shocked, a bit disappointed that I didn't want to become a lawyer, earn all the big money and everything. I think it's a very typical Asian parent expectations. But ultimately, I think they supported me. In fact, they are members at my gym now. So yeah, I think that's quite adorable. Yeah, so they are members at my gym now. They like to work out just as much as I do, in fact. And eventually they are helping out at my gym. They always ask me what I need help with and everything. So definitely I've gained their support and hope to continue having their support. Yeah.
I think the struggles on this side was 2 months or 3 months into opening the Kampung Gym. We were hit a circuit breaker, and that was very, very unfortunate. But to be honest, it actually turned out to be a good thing for us. The struggle was mainly actually holding the gym together throughout the 2 months of circuit breaker, because honestly, at first 1 month, right? So we thought like, 1 month only show, okay lah. Huh? And then they extended to 2 months, and then when they announced the second month extension, it was kind of uneasy for us, because we thought like, okay, 1 month we can just handle everything together, but 2 months is a little bit of a stretch. And what if 2 became 3 months? It's gonna be a very big hassle from there already. But we were very thankful that the members actually supported us throughout this whole journey and actually continued their membership even though it was circuit breaker as well. We still continue to have online classes, but of course they cannot replicate the in-person ones. Well, we did our very best to kind of have this bond with the members as well, even throughout circuit breaker. Alright, having calls and Zoom calls with them, just to kind of hang out here and there. And also having our Zoom lessons online. After the circuit breaker itself, we actually started to grow from there. The struggle of circuit breaker was real, but the post-circuit breaker was very good for us, because all the big gyms, their capacity was cut by so much because of the new rules set by the government. So people were actually exploring new boutique gyms and new ideas of fitness rather than just like the ones we spoke about earlier, all the big gyms, right? They actually came down to have like a trial here, came to check it out and stuff, and eventually it grew from there.
Oh, nice.
And then after that, they referred to their friends, and then it just slowly, by word of mouth actually and referrals, it became to grow from there.
I mean, we all suffered during circuit breaker, every industry. And I think we're happy it's over now.
Yeah.
We are in a post-pandemic era. But running a business and having a business model based on community, based on friends, there must be some hard decisions where you have to make when a friend gets out of line, doesn't do his or her job. So how do you draw the line between friends and running a business?
I think it's always a balance. Of course, we have to maintain our professionality. Even as coaches, we can't always be friends. When it's class time, we have to act as coaches. We have to coach them, give them proper guidance, everything. Of course, after class, if they want to chill out, we can go for meals, everything. We can take things a little bit more personal and everything. But on the whole, as a balance, I think we still have to maintain our our duty as business owners. If let's say members like don't pay their fees or anything, we have to uphold that our duty to go and chase. It's not all about friends. Ultimately, it's still a business. I think that still is the main priority. And then after that, we want to build a community and be close with our members.
I think when it's time to lay on the hammer, right? We will definitely do it. Especially for me, I'm not afraid to just scold anybody in the gym.
Guy.
Yeah, I'm usually a bad guy in the gym, and I'm not afraid to do it. All to maintain professionalism of the gym itself. Yes, I'm very friendly. I'm very open with my members, and just very chill about things. But when it comes to the business side of things, when it comes to monetary payments, I'll just come down hard on them. Of course, I'll give them a bit of leeway here and there sometimes, being flexible a little bit. But then, if it's getting out of hand, we have to step in and do something about it. Yeah. And I think they understand.
I mean, we all have to run the business. I think revenue is quite important. But beyond the revenue, beyond the clients, the customers, the two of you guys are business partners. So how do you get along? I mean, you were his student once, and now you are a partner with him. I mean, how did that evolve? And is there any struggles? I mean, in terms of keeping the business running, sharing ideas, or even expanding that you guys were talking about?
I think we are always very open with our conversations. Sometimes it's quite funny but annoying at times that I think she finds it annoying sometimes also. Like when we are working out, sometimes halfway through we have a business idea and I'll throw it out. But we can be in the middle of our working set, I'll throw something out, and it can be annoying at times that like she's being distracted or she shows something out, I'm being distracted during our workouts and stuff. But I think that helps us as well, because it keeps us on our toes to want to grow our business and want to share more ideas with each other. So constantly, every single day there's something that we are sharing with each other. And of course, if we are not happy about certain things, I think we are very upfront about it. We'll always say upfront. There is no hesitation at all. It's just pure upfront, just like really no frills and just go for it kind of thing. If you're really not happy about how we run things, we'll always talk about it. I think there's a lot better that we lash it out straight away rather than keep it and then build up this unhappiness among us. And we never want that to happen.
I think it definitely boils down to trust and communication. Yeah, so it helps that we train together almost every single day, almost every day that we train. So that definitely helps us in our communication. So we not only train together, but we talk about ideas like what he said. So that helps. Trust, I think even though our relationship has transformed, so from friends to coaches to partners, everything. But I think the main idea that we are still friends, we still trust each other in terms of our own abilities, capabilities to run the gym, our own coaching abilities. That definitely did not change. So the fact that we trust each other, that we are able to run each gym separately, I think that's very important as well.
I mean, we all face challenges. And one of the key challenges now, it's about marketing. I mean, you mentioned it's word of mouth. I give you a challenge, 30 seconds. You have the camera, you have the audience. How will you sell your gym? What would you say to them to bring people in, to get to know the Kampung spirit here? What will you say?
Like what you say in the recent post, you just need to step into our doors. Okay, the moment you come here, and we'll show you what Kampung is.
Yes.
Yeah, just that. Of course, you can see online, it's not very fluffy, but you just need to step into our doors. Give us a chance, and I swear we will just transform your life here in many ways.
It's so exciting, having your own business, growing and expanding. But if you could go back in time, would you change anything, and what would it be?
I don't believe that I will change anything. I think everything happens for a reason. So definitely if I were to go back in time and change something, maybe this whole fitness thing wouldn't even have followed through. I wouldn't even have set up the gym. So I think definitely I wouldn't change anything. If anything, maybe I would want to spend a bit more time in the past to kind of learn more about the fitness, hone my own coaching expertise and everything. But other than that, I don't think I'll change much.
Likewise, I believe everything happens for a reason. I think I mentioned earlier that I regret not having someone to coach me last time throughout my whole fitness journey. But if I had that, maybe I wouldn't have this now. Yeah, if I done anything different last time, maybe I wouldn't have this now. So I really wouldn't change anything because it led me to where I am now. I mean, I know it sounds cliche and stuff, but it really did. It really did. I really wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't know if I'll be here if anything was different from my past.
Do you have any advice for anyone starting a business, starting a gym? What would it be?
I think on an individual level, I think I want to kind of encourage, especially women, ladies who want to work out to burn calories, want to work out to lose weight, that kind of thing. I think I came from that stage as well, where I really just wanted to kind of look good, lose weight a little bit. But I think that's when I kind of want to encourage people to take up a bit of strength training, strength and conditioning. I think that's beneficial for them as well. It's not every day just working out to burn calories. Sometimes you have to throttle back, think about your intention for your workout. Maybe you want to get a bit stronger. I think getting stronger is something that some ladies may be fearful of, but definitely it's not something that they should be. Picking up a few barbells, drinking some protein shake won't make them bulkier in any sense. Maybe they'll get a bit leaner, you'll see some muscle definition, but that's something that will make them feel even more confident about themselves. I think from 2-3 years ago until now, I'm a lot more comfortable in my own skin, in my own body. So that's something that I want to encourage ladies as well.
It really goes down to this mantra of hard work pays off, which is something one of the fittest people in the world, his name is Matt Fraser, he uses it a lot. And I think it really resonates with me because I was always a believer in hard work. And through this hard work, it will pay off eventually and the result will show. Starting out in 2018, or around there, I was nowhere near where I am now, but I managed to slog my way through up and really just through grinding every day, day in, day out. And I managed to be where I am now in this space, with having a business in the fitness industry and having a pretty successful fitness career in the competitive side.
Thank you so much for sharing with us, getting inside your minds, your heart about the business. If anyone's interested, are you guys open for them to drop you a note and ask you some questions?
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, thank you so much. So everyone, stay tuned for the next episode of Startup Stars.